Hello, my sweet friends. So, you're getting a sneak peek at the early beginnings. It's not complete yet. This is going to be the new recording corner for Raw and Real. It's technically just my son's bedroom that I've repurposed a corner. His bed is still made and ready in case he needs to swing by and spend the night sometime. But we just have to have functional space in this tiny little apartment. So here's where we are. Anyways, so of course, because it's in my house, I'm going to use it for things like this. So here's what I want to talk about today. What I am learning in this tiny little 2 months that I have been 40, since I turned 40. I had such a wonderful birthday, and all of y'all were so wonderful to me. And I started thinking about how I needed to make sure in this year that I not only honored you in and how you helped celebrate me, and it made me feel so special, but of course to honor God that He has given me this going into this 41st year of living, and how I should honor Him. And I've already learned a couple of things. For instance, I have made it very clear for a long period of time that I hate shopping. I mean, I loathe it. But many of you wonderful women gave me for my birthday like money and gift cards, and then family gave me money. And so I went shopping. And y'all, I actually realized that I don't mind shopping too much. But I learned why that I didn't in the past enjoy shopping. One, I grew up in a family. To be quite honest, we never really had nice stuff. My parents were willing to buy maybe a lot of stuff that wasn't so nice, and then everything that we kept it, and it had holes in it, and so I just never really thought that I could go buy nicer things, like pay full price for a shirt. That was almost like a sin in my family. This must have been an 11th commandment. But anyways, I didn't know that I could buy stuff for myself like that. So going and spending the money and actually getting what it was that I needed, not just what I could get at a low price, but actually what I needed, was a very special experience for me. That may sound silly to y'all, but it was that way for me. Then also this, later on in life, I began to steal. As I was intoxicated and I was losing my mind and I was living in such sin, I would go to stores and steal all kind of stuff. And I've made a lot of that right in time, and it's really by God's grace alone that I was not caught. And so I've tried to make that right in time. But a part of that also is me backing up and just not being around anything, because those thoughts do still come to mind. I'm not going to do that. I don't do that anymore. However, those thoughts come to mind, and I don't like that. So I run from it. And I realized as I was buying some things that I don't have to be afraid anymore. I don't have to live in shame, or I don't have to live in such behavior that mirrors fear of an old life that is no longer lived. So anyways, I'm going on and on. There are other things that I've learned too. How to address the fact that I don't have to eat if I'm not hungry. And how I can say to myself, no, you are not going to eat in this time period, even though it's time to eat. Or generally time to eat. You don't have to do that. You can do things differently than you've ever done them before. I'm also, in these 2 little months, learning how I'm going to live alone for the next year, and learning how to reset my life in a new way. Last time my husband was gone on extended orders, the Lord did a marvelous work in breaking down and building back up everything that I had anything to do with. And so as I go into this, there honestly is this slight fear of, like, a flinch, maybe is a better word, of what's coming next. But God has reminded me that I am to trust Him, because He is not out to hurt me, but He is He is going to bring me life and bring it to me in such a way that is more abundant than I could ask or imagine. There was like 3 scriptures all woven together right there, if you heard that. But I say all these things to say for you to turn this around. Well, and one more thing, hang on, that I do think I need to say. The Lord is teaching me in this 40 years and 2 months that it's okay not to say everything, that being quiet and backing up and actually doing things that don't look normal. C.S. Lewis says, those who are running toward the cliff will think you're crazy for running away from it. And so I switched this around for you. Whatever time you're in right now, you may be much older than 40, you may even be younger, but whatever year you're in, go ahead and make the commitment that you're going to do this differently than you've ever done anything before. And I would encourage you to take lead on some of the things that I'm saying. Go about doing things differently. If you love to shop, you maybe go overboard in the shopping. Learn how to do less shopping. If you don't take care of yourself and don't ever buy things for yourself, like do your nails, like have my nails done. If you don't ever do things like that, then maybe go do that. If you are one who struggles with overeating or undereating, because that is an issue for some women in our group who feel like in order to lose weight, they should starve themselves or they should be so strict that they don't enjoy things outside of these boundaries that are etched in stone in their hearts and in their minds. And maybe you should figure out where the Lord is leading you with that. There may be some of you who don't talk at all, ever. You're quiet, you're introverted, and you find yourself not stepping out and doing something different. And maybe that's you who needs to speak up, or maybe you're like me, and you're learning how to shut your mouth. Whatever that looks like, I pray that you will lean in and let the Lord do these things for you, that you will let Him show you how He truly sees you. You are loved. You are beautiful. And you are chosen. The scripture says in John 15:16 that you didn't choose Him. He chose you. He chose you to go and bear fruit. Fruit that will last. That sounds pretty definite, doesn't it? So, sweet girl, relax your shoulders. You don't have to run a perfect race, but you do have to run a present race. And you definitely don't have to run a race that is in competition or comparison to another woman. So in this next 40th year and 3rd month that we're going into, that I am going to work harder at letting you reach out to me. Of course, there are going to be things that I'm going to continuously post, as I tend to do, but I am going to play more of a fly on the wall, play more as a fly on the wall. If you're in need, you reach out to me. If you have questions, you reach out to me. If you're ready to set up some sort of one-on-one appointment with me, or you need something to look a little different or be a little different, you can reach out to me. Because what I want you to feel in this month to come is that I am not hovering to make sure you get it right and get it done, because that's just not right. That's not how this is. But I am going to sit in a position that says I'm always available. I'm always flexible for what you're in need of. So, I think that's good. I think that's all that I need to say. Precious friends, I love dearly what I get to do with and for you. So don't think that in this place I'm stepping back and saying, well, I'm just not going to do anything until they come to me. That's not my spirit at all. But I'm going to let the Lord move, and I'm going to, in my quiet, I am committing to pray faithfully for you by name. And I know there's several of you, but there's not too many of you for me to commit to doing so. What you can't see, and this is something that I've re-put up on my son's closet door. I don't know if y'all remember. Some of you weren't with me before when I was in this room, but I was sitting in a way where you could see the closet door behind me. And there are pictures of a lot of you put it, and some of them I've got to go get printed out and put up on the door. But there's the selfies that we've taken together. And it is my delight, my great honor to be able to sit and lay hands on these pictures and pray over you. And as the Lord leads you to reach out, Reach out. Because if you don't, I'm doing my part. But you are missing out if there's something that you need to know you need help on. Like I said, I'm not going away. I'm still present. But I'm going to be more like a fly on the wall. So if you want to stir up the fly, come and see me. God bless you, friends. I love you so dearly, and I look forward to seeing what God is doing in your next month. Bye.